Sasuke blurred. In an instant, he appeared in front of Orochimaru. The Sannin's eyes widened. Sasuke whispered, "Shinra Tensei." A devastating blast erupted from his body, point blank. Orochimaru was launched backward, smashing through 2 buildings, debris flying. Hinata shielded herself from the shockwave. Shizuka exhaled slowly. Steam rose from his skin, the Rinnegan flickering but stable. Orochimaru crawled out of the rubble, laughing even as blood trickled from his mouth. Yes. You used a fragment of the Deva Path without training. Marvelous. Stepped forward, voice icy. I told you. His fingers sparked with black lightning. I'll kill you myself. Orochimaru's grin widened unnervingly. Then come try. Sasuke vanished again, lightning tearing a path behind him. He reappeared inches from Orochimaru, hand crackling with dark Chidori energy. But Orochimaru twisted his body like a serpent, avoiding the strike, tongue lashing like a whip. He wrapped around Sasuke with inhuman flexibility. Don't forget, Sasuke-kun. His voice slithered against Sasuke's ear. Snakes eat birds. Sasuke felt the pressure tightening. Orochimaru's limbs constricting like coils around his ribs. Pain shot through his lungs. Hinata moved instantly. 8 trigrams, 64 palms. She appeared behind Orochimaru, striking pressure points in a flurry of blinding speed. Orochimaru hissed as his muscles spasmed, releasing Sasuke. Hinata shouted, "Now, Sasuke." Sasuke turned Rinnegan flaring and thrust his hand forward. A spherical distortion formed, the air bending inward toward his palm. Orochimaru's eyes widened. You wouldn't, Sasuke whispered. Banshu Tenin. The pull was unstoppable. Orochimaru's body was ripped toward Sasuke violently, and Sasuke's fist, wrapped in black lightning, met him halfway. Crack. The impact sent shockwaves through the entire district. Orochimaru slammed into the ground, smoke rising from his body. He twitched, then melted into a puddle of white snakes that slithered away into the cracks. Inside, the fading snakes echoed his voice, impressive, Sasuke-kun. But this body was only a fragment. I'll return soon. Silence washed over the street.
Yes, Sasuke.
Fell to one knee, panting hard. Hinata rushed to him. Sasuke, are you? He held up a hand. I'm fine. Thanks to you, Hinata blushed, looking down. Psst. Sasuke's Rinnegan flickered, then finally deactivated. His eyes softened. Only black. Human. I'm in control now. Hinata smiled shyly. I'm glad. Sasuke looked at the ruined street, fists clenching. Oh, Orochimaru's, not after the curse mark. He wants the Rinnegan. He stood shakily. And I need to get stronger. Festina Ta nodded. I'll help you, as long as you need. Sasuke actually looked away, not because he was cold, but because her sincerity made his chest tighten in a way he didn't understand. The night before the finals, Team 7 didn't rest. Not really. Sakura double-checked her medical kits until her hands trembled. Sasuke sat alone on a rooftop staring at his Rinnegan reflected in the moonlight. Forcing his breathing to remain steady, Naruto didn't sleep at all. He felt the weight of everything pressing on his chest, the memories of a future that no longer existed, the fear of failing again, the lives depending on them, and the unspoken bond between the 4 who carried the burden of time itself. Don Kakashi gathered them in the original training field. No speeches, no lectures, it's just for silhouettes in the soft morning light, standing in the same place where everything had started. Kakashi closed his book, slid it into his vest, and looked at them with both pride and worry. Listen closely, he said. You're about to enter a mission that technically doesn't exist. No recognition, no credit, no backup. If you do things right, no one will even know you saved the village. Sasuke smirked lightly. Good, I prefer it that way. Sakura nodded, determination replacing every trace of fear. As long as everyone survives, that's enough. Naruto tightened his headband. We won't fail, not this time. Kakashi's eyes softened behind the mask. Then it's decided. Your real exam begins when everyone else thinks the day is over. Follow the plan, trust each other, and whatever happens, don't hesitate. The wind shifted, carrying the distant noises of the arena, as spectators began to gather. Kakashi took a step back. "Team 7, he said quietly. "Prove to the world and to yourselves why fate chose you to rewrite history." The three nodded. No more doubts. No more fear. It was time. The Chunin exams finals were the stage. But the real battle was about to begin. The stadium roared like a living beast. Tens of thousands of voices echoed across the stone walls as the final stage of the Chunin exams began. Merchants shouted, children pointed excitedly, shinobi from every village filled the stands, none of them aware that history was splitting in two beneath their feet. Naruto stood with the other finalists, but his eyes weren't on the crowd. They were on the shadows. Every chakra signature, every unusual movement, every shift of the wind. Sasuke appeared beside him, hands in his pockets, eyes sharper than steel. "They're here," he murmured. Naruto nodded. He had felt it too, several presences watching from the rooftops, masked by genjutsu, but not enough to fool someone who had fought in a war. On the opposite side of the arena, Sakura took her place near the medical station. In her hands, her chakra pulsed steady and warm, a silent promise that no one would die on her watch. Hinata joined her shortly after, calm and collected, her Byakugan ready to trace every shift in Gaara's unstable chakra. Up in the cage's box, the third Hokage smiled kindly at the villagers, even as his eyes flickered with caution, picking up the hints that Team 7 had quietly left for him. When the proctor stepped forward and raised his hand, the entire stadium fell silent. The final round of the Chunin exams, a cheer exploded from the crowd, will now begin. At that moment, Naruto felt Kurama stir inside him, a low growl rumbling through his body. "They're spreading through the perimeter," the fox warned, like snakes waiting to strike. Naruto inhaled deeply. This was it. Everything they had changed, everything they had prepared, all led to this moment. Sasuke took a single step forward. "When the signal comes," he said quietly, "I'm going straight to the roof." Naruto grinned, fire in his eyes. "And I'll be right behind you." Sakura glanced toward them from across the arena, and for a moment the three locked eyes, the silent pact between them, louder than the roaring crowd. Then the proctor called the first match. The ground shook as the fighters stepped into the arena. The audience watched with excitement. Above them, in the highest shadows of the stadium, several masked figures adjusted their positions, waiting for the order to begin the invasion. Team 7 didn't know exactly when the attack would start, but they were ready. For the first time in this twisted timeline, the Leaf wasn't walking blindly into disaster. While the first match unfolded in the arena below, Hinata focused on something far more important than the fight. Gaara, from the moment he stepped onto the field, his chakra had been wrong. Not chaotic like in the original timeline. No, this time it was conflicted, tense, compressed, like a storm being held back by a fragile thread. Hinata activated her Byakugan with the ease of a veteran. Even though from the outside she still looked like a simple 12-year-old genin, veins pulsed at the sides of her eyes as her field of vision sharpened. She saw it immediately. The Shukaku's chakra was swirling violently inside Gaara's network, pushing, clawing, trying to break free earlier than expected. "This isn't right," she whispered. Sakura, standing beside her, noticed the shift in Hinata's expression. "What is it?" Hinata swallowed. "Gaara's control is slipping faster than in the original timeline. Much faster. The changes we caused are affecting him too." Sakura's chest tightened. Changes, consequences. No matter how careful they were, altering fate always demanded a price. Down on the field, Gaara's eyes twitched. Just for a moment. It's barely noticeable to anyone without trained senses. But not to Sakura, not to Hinata, not to Team 7. High above. Naruto felt the shift through instinct alone, the same instinct that once let him reach a boy drowning in loneliness on a battlefield years in the future. "Sasuke," he muttered. Gaara's chakra just spiked. Sasuke narrowed his eyes. "Already?" "Yeah. We might not make it to the rooftop before he snaps." Kurama growled inside Naruto, a low thunder. "The Tanuki brood is unstable, and instability spreads. If he loses control now, your little strategy breaks in half." Naruto clenched his fists. The plan depended on moving fast, quietly, precisely.
Ow.
The invasion was supposed to start during one of the later matches. Not now. They needed time, and they weren't going to get it. Up in the stands, the third Hokage noticed the same spike. His aged eyes deepened with worry. He leaned slightly toward his Anbu guard and whispered, "Be prepared. Something is coming." But Orochimaru, hidden under the guise of the Kazakage, only smiled. The first crack in history had already formed, and beneath it, the future began to tremble. From afar, hidden behind a mask and a stolen identity, Orochimaru watched the arena with a predator's patience. He had expected tension. He had expected unease. But he had not expected this. Gaara's chakra was unraveling too soon. The Shukaku's influence pulsed erratically, sharper and more unstable than it ever was in the original timeline. Orochimaru's eyes narrowed with fascination. "Interesting," he whispered behind the cloth covering his mouth. The Kazakage mask hid the smile stretching across his face. "It seems the timeline has shifted far more than I anticipated. For a man like Orochimaru, the unknown wasn't frightening, it was intoxicating." He leaned slightly closer to the third Hokage, pretending concern. "Hokage-sama," the boy from Sunagaku, appears unwell. Hirusen didn't look at him. He was too focused, too alert. "Yes," he replied. "Something is wrong with him." If only he knew who was speaking at his side. Gaara clutched his head. Sand vibrated around his feet like a living organism responding to his distress. Naruto felt the surge again stronger now. Violent. "He's breaking," he muttered under his breath. Sasuke's hand drifted automatically toward the hilt of his kunai. "Then our window is closing." Hinata's voice trembled slightly as she continued tracking Gaara's chakra pathways. "Yes. If he loses consciousness here, Shukaku will take control instantly." Sakura's gut twisted. This wasn't supposed to happen yet. Their entire strategy depended on timing, and time was slipping. Meanwhile, tucked in a shadowed corner of the arena, Kabuto adjusted his glasses with cold precision. He too had felt Gaara's chakra shift. But unlike everyone else, Kabuto understood something crucial. This wasn't accidental. Someone had changed Gaara. Someone had changed the timeline. He smirked to himself. "Looks like our mystery element finally reveals itself." The pieces on the board were moving faster than anyone planned, except Orochimaru. He stood tall beside the Hokage, unmoving, calm, almost peaceful, because to him, chaos was a gift. The chaos was about to begin. The audience didn't notice it at first. To them, it was just another match, shinobi clashing, cheering echoing through the stone walls. The usual thrill of the Chunin exams. But sensitive shinobi, experienced jonin, and anyone with sharp instincts felt it. A subtle vibration, a low hum, static pressure in the air, like lightning before a storm. Shikamaru's eyes narrowed from his seat. "Troublesome," he muttered. "That chakra. That's not normal." Neji Hyuga, watching from another section, activated his Byakugan instantly. His expression shifted. "Gaara, what is happening to you?" Kiba's ears perked up. Even Akamaru whimpered. In the cage box, sand drifted unnaturally around Gaara's feet, circling his body like a warning. Sakura grabbed Hinata's arm. "How bad is it?" Hinata exhaled shakily, her Byakugan tracing every chakra point Gaara failed to control. "Too bad." His coils are collapsing one by one. "Shukaku is pushing through all at once," Sakura swallowed. "So he's going to transform during the exams." "No." Hinata whispered. "He's going to transform right now." High above, Naruto felt Kurama stir with absolute certainty. The Tanuki brat is slipping. If he breaks here, the whole village will drown in sand before the invasion even starts. Sasuke clenched his jaw. "Then we move sooner than planned." Naruto's eyes sharpened. The plan wasn't broken yet, just accelerated. He took one step forward, but before he could leap, an unexpected voice sliced through the tension. A voice that did not belong. A voice from the announcer's stand, trembling with confusion. W. Would the medical team please approach?" One of the competitors appears to be... The sentence went unfinished. Because at that exact second, Gaara lifted his head. And everyone, every shinobi, every genin, every masked ANBU, felt their stomach drop. His pupils were gone. Sand crawled up his face like living ink. His chakra expanded so violently that even the untrained felt it crushing their lungs. A hush fell across the arena, silence so heavy, it felt like the world exhaled in fear. Naruto whispered, "It's starting." The arena froze. Not because anyone decided to stop, but because Gaara's chakra forced them to. A wave of killing intent erupted from his body, thick enough to make even seasoned Jonin flinch. Spectators clutched their seats. Children whimpered. Shinobi everywhere instinctively shifted into defensive stances. Sand burst from the ground around Gaara, swirling upward like a miniature storm. It wasn't obeying him anymore, it was feeding on him. Hinata's eyes widened in horror. The chakra pathway system is collapsing faster than I can track. Sakura inhaled sharply. Naruto Sasuke, he's losing consciousness. Naruto's voice dropped, then Shukaku's taking over. Gaara's breathing grew ragged. He clutched his chest. Sand crawled up his arms, cracking his skin, carving patterns across his face. And then he screamed. A twisted, broken sound that echoed across the stadium like a beast waking in pain. Sand exploded outward. Chairs rattled. Walls shook. And for the first time since the Chunin exams began, the proctor hesitated. "Stop the match," he shouted. But it was already too late. From the cage box, the third Hokage shot to his feet. NBU prep for a containment breach. Orochimaru, still disguised as the Kazakage, watched with fascination. My. How unexpected. This boy is even more unstable than before. Below Kakashi's visible, I widened slightly.
Yes.
Naruto move. In a flash, the two genin vanished from their seats, blurring into motion. Naruto landed on the railing, chakra humming around his feet. Kurama, how bad is it? Kurama's growl vibrated in his mind. If the Tanuki fully surfaces, you'll have a miniature Biju rampage in the middle of a packed stadium. Thousands could die. Sasuke's Rinnegan glowed faintly. We need to intercept before he transforms. But then Gaara's breathing stopped. His body relaxed in a way that wasn't human, and the sand tightened around him like a cocoon. Hinata's voice broke. He's blacking. Shukaku is taking control. The arena fell silent. A single heartbeat of stillness. Then boom. Sand detonated upward in a violent column, the shockwave launching debris across the stadium. Screams filled the air. The world shook. Naruto gritted his teeth. This is IT. Every plan, every precaution, every warning Kakashi gave them. None of it mattered now, because the future had changed again. This time Gaara wasn't waiting for the invasion to begin. Sand rained down over the arena like shards of a breaking world. Genin ducked for cover. Spectators scrambled out of their seats. Even trained shinobi hesitated, unsure whether to treat this as a match gone wrong or the first strike of a war. Naruto didn't hesitate. He launched himself straight toward Gaara, boots skidding across shattered tiles as debris flew past him. Sasuke, go for the edge. Keep him away from the crowd. Sasuke didn't need the order twice. His Rinnegan flashed, and he vanished, reappearing behind Gaara in a burst of speed enhanced by lightning chakra. But the sand reacted first. A massive tendril whipped out, almost instinctively, aimed to crush Sasuke where he stood. He slid under it, sparks erupting from his feet. He's already losing himself. Above them, Kakashi froze for a split second. Already? This early? In the stands, Hinata's breath caught. She saw it through the Byakugan. The chakra wasn't spiraling anymore. It was swallowing him whole. Gaara is disappearing. Sakura clenched her fists. Naruto, hurry. Naruto landed beside the mass of swirling sand, eyes blazing. Gaara, listen to me. But the boy wasn't there anymore, not truly. A monstrous laugh bubbled from within the sand cocoon, high-pitched and distorted. A voice no longer human. Hehe. Finally, I can breath. Shukaku. Not fully emerged, but close to close. Naruto's teeth grit. Damn it, he's already speaking. Kurama's voice hit him like a command.
Ow!
Don't call him out by name. Biju don't respond to human pleading once they taste freedom.
Right.
By time. Keep the body grounded. Sasuke charged again, lightning crackling around his arm. Oh. If he transforms here, the whole stadium collapses. We drag him out now. But as Sasuke moved, the sand SCRM made outward, forming a half-formed claw the size of a wagon. It slammed into the stone, exploding the ground where he had stood a heartbeat earlier. Hinata shouted from the stands. He already reached partial transformation. Naruto Sasuke, you can't fight him head-on. Naruto's eyes hardened. We're not fighting him. He leaped straight toward the cocoon and slammed his hand against the sand. I'm not letting you go wild again. Not this time. A pulse of chakra blasted outward as Kurama lent him strength, pushing back Shukaku's corruption for a fraction of a second. Just long enough for Naruto to yell, Gaara, wake up. You're not alone anymore. And for the first time, the cocoon trembled. Shukaku roared, enraged. STAYOUTO-FMYHOST. But Naruto didn't back down. Not one step. Not this time, because if he let Gaara fall here, everything else would fall with him. Naruto pressed his hand harder against the cocoon of sand, feeling it vibrate like a living heartbeat. A violent one, unstable one. Sasuke landed beside him, breath sharp, lightning chakra still flickering around his arm. Naruto, this isn't working. But Naruto shook his head, eyes burning with fierce determination. He hears me. I know he does, and he was right. Deep inside the mass of sand, buried under layers of fear, trauma, and Shukaku's manic laughter, Gaara's consciousness flickered. A single spark, a memory. Naruto's voice from a future that technically no longer existed, cut through the darkness like sunlight breaking through a storm. You're not alone anymore. Sasuke took one step forward. Naruto, move. If he breaks free, we'll be caught in the blast. Kurama's voice echoed inside Naruto. The Uchiha brat isn't wrong. Baju's surge can tear you apart if you're this close. But Naruto didn't move, not an inch. If I let go, Gaara disappears. Up in the stands, Hinata's hands shook as she analyzed the chakra flow with the Byakugan. Naruto is suppressing Shukaku's output by Bella almost half. Sakura blinked. How? In the original timeline, he could barely restrain Gaara. Even after the summoning, Hinata shook her head. It's not strength, it's resonance. Sakura froze. Resonance.
That.
Yes, Hinata whispered. Naruto's chakra is responding to Gaara's because they're the same. Two children who carried monsters alone, who were never meant to survive their childhoods, but did. Down below, the wind shifted. Sand cracked. A sliver of Gaara's face appeared through the cocoon, just an eye. Wide, terrified, human, Naruto, he whispered, barely audible. Shukaku screeched in fury. Don't you dare listen to him. A shockwave exploded outward. Tiles shattered. Walls trembled. Spectators screamed. Naruto was thrown back, but Sasuke caught him mid-air, sliding across the stone. Idiot, Sasuke muttered. You're going to get yourself killed. Naruto grinned through clenched teeth, not before saving him. But the cocoon was changing now, growing taller, thicker, forming a monstrous silhouette. Shukaku wasn't stopping. He was accelerating, Hinata shouted. He's entering phase 2. If he breaks the shell, he'll go full transformation. Sasuke cursed under his breath. Then we drag him out of the arena now. Naruto wiped the blood from his lip. Yeah, but we don't drag Gaara, he cracked his knuckles. We drag Shukaku. Kurama's growl turned into something like a laugh. Now you're speaking my language. Naruto and Sasuke shifted into stance. Because in this timeline, they weren't reacting to disaster. They were forcing it into a corner. The cocoon shook violently. Sand peeled away in chunks as something massive pushed from within. A claw, an arm, a jawline forming in twisted spirals of tanuki markings. Shukaku was forcing his way out. Sasuke exhaled slowly, activating his Sharingan and Rinnegan at once.
Naruto.
We have about 10 seconds before he fully emerges. Naruto nodded, cracking his neck. Then we don't give him 10. The two of them blurred forward. Sasuke struck first, his lightning chakra roaring as he slammed a Chidori Nagashi into the side of the cocoon. Sand exploded outward in a shower of sparks. You're not transforming here, Sasuke growled. But Shukaku only laughed. A deep, animalistic cackle that rattled the arena. Foolish little Uchiha! This host is mine. A sand tendril shot toward Sasuke like a spear. He pivoted, twisting out of the way by half an inch. but another tendril followed instantly. Naruto intercepted, smashing it apart with a fist coated in Kurama's chakra. "Hey, fat raccoon, we're busy here." Kurama snarled inside him. "Stop calling him fat, but continue the insulting. It annoys him." Sasuke shot Naruto a sideways glare. "Focus." "I am focusing," Naruto replied. "I'm punching him in the face." Above them, the third Hokage watched with widening eyes, not because of Shukaku, but because of the two children holding him back. "Naruto, Sasuke, what have you become?" he whispered. Meanwhile, Orochimaru's smile stretched beneath the Kazekage mask. "Beautiful." The timeline fractures further with every second. Hinata's voice trembled as she monitored Gaara's body from afar. Shukaku is overriding his consciousness. The transformation is at 70%. If it reaches 100%, the arena won't survive the blast. Sakura clenched her fist. "Do something. Please." Down below, Naruto and Sasuke exchanged a glance, one of those rare moments of perfect synchronization. Naruto stepped forward. "Sasuke, I need an opening." Sasuke cracked his knuckles. "Then take it." He surged forward, Rinnegan spinning, Sharingan glowing crimson. Lightning exploded around him as he channeled every jewel of chakra through his legs, launching himself high above the cocoon. Then he dove downward. He'll first Chidori Katana drop. A blade of piercing lightning sliced the top of the cocoon clean open. Shukaku roared in rage as sand erupted like a geyser. Naruto leapt through the cloud and plunged his hand inside. Straight toward Gaara, Sasuke shouted, "Naruto now!" Naruto closed his eyes. "Gaara, listen to me. We're not letting you become a monster again." "No." A pulse of golden chakra erupted from his palm, Kurama lending raw force behind his words. "Aras." I snapped open inside the darkness. Just one eye. But it was enough. Shukaku screamed. "Nitro!" But he was too late. Naruto grabbed Gaara's wrist and yanked him upward, dragging him out of the cocoon, dragging him away from the transformation, dragging him away from despair itself. The cocoon collapsed in an explosion of sand and rage. Naruto landed hard, Gaara in his arms, coughing violently. Sasuke landed beside them, panting, electricity fading from his body. For a single fragile moment, the terrible silence felt like victory. Then Gaara's eyes rolled back, and the entire stadium trembled again. Not from Shukaku, but from something worse. The invasion had begun. The instant Gaara collapsed in Naruto's arms, something shifted in the air. Not chakra, not killing intent. Something colder. Something planned. A whistle cut through the arena, sharp, unnatural, metallic. Naruto's eyes widened. Sasuke move. But the warning came a fraction of a second too late. Boom. An explosion detonated at the far end of the stadium, followed by another, then a third. Smoke erupted in thick columns that swallowed the stands, sending civilians screaming as confusion spread like wildfire. Sakura shielded a group of academy students with a burst of chakra, teeth gritted. "They're starting it now." Hinata's Byakugan flared. Enemy shinobi, dozens of them, emerging inside the smoke. Up in the cage box, Anbu immediately surrounded the Hokage, or tried to, because the Kazekage mask turned and smiled. A serpent's smile. The third Hokage whispered, "Orochimaru." The snake Sannin dropped the disguise in a swirl of chakra, his voice dripping venom. "Forgive me, Hokage-sama, but the script has changed." He lunged. Anbu's steel clashed against Orochimaru's snakes as the cage box erupted into combat. Naruto jolted upright, still holding Gaara. This wasn't supposed to start yet. They moved early. Sasuke clicked his tongue in anger. Of course they did. Our interference changed the sequence. We forced Gaara to lose control earlier, so the invasion reacts earlier. Kurama growled. The snake sensed instability and adapted. That's what predators do. Naruto gently laid Gaara down, eyes soft but determined. "Sakura, Hinata. Take him out of the arena. Keep him stable. Shukaku will try to push back in." Sakura ran down the stands. "I'll guard him with everything I have." Hinata followed right behind, eyes burning with resolve. Sasuke stepped beside Naruto, lightning sparking off his fingertips. "You go to the Hokage. I'll take the arena." Naruto shook his head. No. You're the one who can disrupt the barrier with the Rinnegan. You take the rooftop. Sasuke cut him off. And leave you alone with Orochimaru? Not happening. A burst of flame erupted behind them as enemy shinobi poured into the arena floor. Naruto clenched his fists. Sasuke, trust me, I'll be fine. You're the only one who can break that seal in time. Sasuke stared at him for half a second. A single, silent exchange of understanding between two boys carrying the weight of an entire future. Then he turned. Don't die. Naruto grinned. You too. Sasuke blurred upward in a lightning-fast leap, heading straight for the cage box. Naruto inhaled deeply as enemy shinobi surrounded him on all sides. Kurama filled his veins with power. Well, Brett, looks like you get your battlefield after all. Naruto lowered his stance. A small smile tugged at his lips. Then let's show them how a Genin from the future fights. He launched forward, streak of golden chakra slicing into the rising storm. The invasion of Konoha, in a timeline that shouldn't exist, had officially begun. Sasuke landed on the rooftop of the stadium in a flash of electricity, the tiles cracking beneath his feet. Above him, a massive purple barrier snapped into place for sound shinobi forming the infamous Four Purple Flames formation. Inside it, Orochimaru finally cornered the third Hokage. The Snake Sannin laughed, his voice echoing through the dome of chakra. This time, old man, you won't slip away. The Hokage's grip tightened on his staff as Enma growled. He's stronger than before. He's changed something. Sasuke narrowed his eyes. Of course, the timeline altered this fight. Everything they'd done since Itachi's choice created ripples huge ones, and Orochimaru was adapting faster than anyone expected. Sasuke stepped toward the barrier. One of the sound for smirked. Even you can't break, Sasuke. Didn't wait. Lightning erupted around him. Not Chidori, not even Kirin, but raw, violent Rinnegan-enhanced chakra that cracked the barrier like a spiderweb. The Sound 4 gasped, staggering. What is that power? Sasuke raised a hand, palm glowing with a spiraling pattern of gravity. A mistake for letting me get close. He slammed his palm forward. Shinra Tensei. The rooftop shook violently as the shockwave blasted the sound shinobi off their feet, flinging 3 of them unconscious across the tiles. Only Jirobo remained standing, barely struggling to reinforce the barrier. You monster. Sasuke walked toward him, Sharingan and Rinnegan gleaming in unison. If that's what I need to be to protect Konoha, then so be it. He struck Jirobo with a burst of lightning, clean, precise. The man collapsed instantly, and the barrier shattered like glass, dissolving around the Hokage and Orochimaru. Ash. The third Hokage exhaled in disbelief. Sasuke, you broke a barrier meant to restrain even a cage. Orochimaru's smile stretched unnaturally wide. Interesting. Very interesting. He slithered backward, tongue flicking like a predator sensing a new flavor. Uchiha Sasuke, in this timeline, you shine brighter than ever. Sasuke stepped between him and the Hokage. You're not touching him. Orochimaru tilted his head. Then come, little Uchiha. Let me see what the future has turned you into. Lightning flared. Snakes burst from the ground. The rooftop battle, rewritten and twisted by the new future, had officially begun. Naruto sprinted through the forest canopy, branches snapping beneath his feet as he followed the trail of destruction Gaara left behind. Deep claw marks, exploded chunks of earth. Out, trees bent and twisted by sand pressure. Gaara wasn't running. He was mutating. Naruto felt Kurama growl inside him. The Tanuki is awakening faster than it should. This timeline, something is wrong. Naruto tightened his fists. We'll stop him before he loses himself. Kurama didn't respond. Not because he disagreed, because even he wasn't sure. They burst into a clearing, and they're in the center of a swirling crater of sand. Gaara stood hunched over, shaking violently. Sand poured from his mouth like smoke. His veins darkened. His pupils flickered between human and monstrous. Hinata's Byakugan vision echoed in Naruto's memory. His chakra network is collapsing. Naruto exhaled. Gaara, buddy, you're slipping. Gaara whipped his head up. His voice came out layered, part child, part demon. Naruto, stay back. I can't. His body jerked violently. And then Shukaku's voice bellowed through him. He can't hear you anymore. Sand erupted upward, forming a giant claw that slammed into the forest with enough force to uproot entire trees. Naruto dodged, barely landing atop a boulder as Kurama's chakra flickered around him. Shukaku, let him go! The Tanuki laughed, a deep, thunderous rumble that shook the clearing. This boy's mind cracked faster than before. Your little butterfly effect made him deliciously fragile. That hit Naruto like a punch. Their changes, their attempts to fix the world, were hurting people they never meant to hurt. Sand claws ripped through the ground, chasing Naruto like living beasts. He leaped, ducked, and flipped through the chaos. Kurama barked. Stop holding back, Brett. If he fully transforms, you can't stop him alone. Naruto gritted his teeth. Gaara wouldn't want me to hurt him. Kurama snarled. And he wouldn't want to slaughter a stadium of civilians either. The ground trembled. Gaara screamed again, not in anger, but in agony. His entire body convulsed, and half of Shukaku's monstrous form burst from his back, towering above the trees in a swirl of sand. Naruto swallowed hard. Oh no. He's already at half transformation. Kurama's voice lowered. Then you have one chance. Hit him hard enough to snap him back. Naruto clenched his fists. Gaara, I'm coming. And with a roar, he launched himself straight at the forming beast. Naruto shot through the air, spinning into a chakra-coated punch, aimed straight for Gaara's face. But before he could land the hit, a flash of purple lightning cut across the clearing. Sasuke, he landed beside Naruto with such speed, the air cracked behind him. His eyes Rinnegan and Sharingan locked onto Gaara's half-mutated body. He's slipping faster than in the original timeline, Sasuke murmured. We don't have minutes. We have seconds. Shukaku roared, sand swirling like a hurricane around its forming torso. Naruto looked at Sasuke, panic rising. If we hit him too hard, we'll kill him. Sasuke didn't blink. If we don't, we'll kill everyone. The ground exploded as a massive sand claw smashed between them, forcing Naruto and Sasuke apart. The trees shattered like toothpicks. Shukaku's voice boomed. You two again? Always ruining my fun? Sasuke leapt onto a broken tree trunk, lightning gathering in his hand. Naruto landed beside him, fists shaking. We can't do this the old way. Not this timeline. Not Gaara. Sasuke breathed out slowly. Guy. That stunned Naruto for a moment, because Sasuke's tone wasn't cold. It wasn't logical or detached. It was conflicted. I saw his memories, Sasuke continued. When I copied his chakra flow months ago, his childhood, his isolation. Naruto's stomach tightened. Gaara wasn't a monster. Gaara was a mirror, a version of Naruto who never found love. Sasuke stepped forward, lightning intensifying. Naruto, I'll crack the sand armor. You go for the real Gaara inside. Naruto stared. Sasuke. But Sasuke cut him off. He's our friend. We don't let our friends fall to demons. Shukaku inhaled and unleashed a deafening blast of compressed sand, carving a trench straight through the forest. Naruto and Sasuke split again. Sasuke sprinted up a tree trunk, leaping high above the chaos. Chidori Nagashi. Lightning burst from his body in a massive radius, frying every particle of sand it touched. Shukaku reeled, roaring in anger. Naruto saw the opening. Sasuke, now. Sasuke dropped like a spear, Chidori screaming in his hand. He didn't aim at Gaara. He aimed at the sand armor over Gaara's heart. Crack. A thunderous sound filled the clearing as the armor shattered, exposing Gaara's trembling, terrified form inside. Naruto's eyes widened. He's right there. I can reach him. But before he could move, Shukaku's entire form convulsed violently. Gaara screamed, and the beast took full control for the first time, not later in the forest. Not after a long chase. Here. Now a surge of corrupted chakra erupted upward, swallowing half the sky. Sasuke's eyes widened. Naruto. Move. Naruto froze, staring into Gaara's eyes full of pain, fear, and apology, just before Shukaku took him completely. The clearing shook as Shukaku's full body erupted from Gaara, towering above the forest like a living mountain of sand and madness. This wasn't the slow, chaotic awakening from the original timeline. This was instant, violent, uncontrolled. Trees ripped from the ground. Sandstorms swallowed everything in range. The sheer pressure of the chakra pinned Naruto to the ground. Kadama snarled inside him. "You waited too long, kid. He's fully taken." Sasuke skidded beside Naruto, breathing heavily, sparks of lightning dancing around him. Naruto Gaara's consciousness is gone. He's not reachable now. Naruto clenched his teeth. "No, I saw him. Just for a second. He's still fighting." But Shukaku's gleeful roar drowned out everything. "This body is mine. Now watch your forest die, little fox." A massive sand arm swung down. Naruto and Sasuke leaped apart as the impact smothered half the clearing in a tidal wave of sand. Sasuke's voice echoed from a distance. "Naruto, can't fight him here, he's too close to the village." But Naruto didn't move. He stared at the beast. At the place where Gaara's form would normally sit asleep on top of the head, except this time, Gaara wasn't asleep. He was embedded inside the sand, like a prisoner trapped in concrete. Barely visible, his face distorted, unconscious, suffocating. Naruto's heart dropped. "Gaara, what did this timeline do to you?" Kurama growled. "If you want to save him, you need to bring me out. Fully. Not a cloak, not a flare. Call me properly." Naruto hesitated. He'd used Kurama's power before. But this was different. This was inviting the fox to take the wheel. "Kurama, if I let you out, you won't lose yourself," Kurama finished. "Not anymore. We've changed too." Naruto swallowed hard. Sasuke dove in front of him, blocking a blast of sand shrapnel with a massive ribcage of Sasano. "Naruto, make a choice. Either we stop him now, or the entire village pays for our mistakes." Naruto looked up at the raging Tanuki. At Gaara, trapped inside. At the destruction spiraling toward their home, he closed his eyes. "Kurama, let's do it." A grin formed inside his mind. About time. The ground around Naruto cracked, not from Shukaku this time, but from a surge of radiant, burning chakra erupting outward. Orange flames spiraled around him. The forest bent from the pressure. Sasuke shielded his face, whispering, "This isn't the cloak. This is the real thing." Kurama roared from within Naruto's body. "Shukaku, you've terrorized this world for centuries. But today, your rampage ends." Shukaku screeched back, the two ancient demons recognizing each other instantly. "Fox." The clearing didn't just shake, it collapsed under the collision of their chakra. Naruto opened his eyes, glowing with golden slits. "Gaara, I'm coming. No matter what it takes." Shukaku reared back, sand swirling into a monstrous sphere above its head dents, compressed, vibrating with lethal energy, a tail beast bomb. But Naruto didn't flinch. Golden chakra erupted from him in a brilliant flash. Not the full, perfected Kurama form, something rawer, wilder, closer to instinct than technique. Kurama's silhouette loomed behind him, a massive fox made of fire and fury. Sasuke shouted from the tree line, voice straining, "Naruto, if that bomb hits the ground, I know," Naruto yelled back, because he'd seen this before. In another life, another time. But this wasn't that world. This wasn't that Gaara. Naruto crouched, then launched himself toward the beast with a blast of golden fire. Kurama roaring in unison. Shukaku bellowed, "Stay back! This world is mine to break." The tailed beast bomb detonated, but Naruto and Kurama hit it head-on. The explosion swallowed the entire forest. A dome of chakra expanded outward, leveling trees for miles. Sand, light, and smoke flooded the sky. For a moment there was only white, then silence. As the dust settled, a massive crater appeared where the clearing once existed. Sand lay scattered like snow. At the center, Naruto knelt with Gaara in his arms, unconscious, trembling but alive. Shukaku's form had collapsed into scattered sand, its consciousness forced deep into Gaara's sealed core. Sasuke landed beside them, panting. "You did it, idiot." Naruto smiled weakly. "Told you, I wasn't gonna let him fall." Gaara stirred, barely whispering, "Naruto, hey." Naruto tightened his grip on him. "Because someone saved me once, and I promised. I'd never let a friend face their demon alone." Gaara's eyes filled with something he rarely felt. Relief. Above them, the sky cleared. Sunlight broke through the settling smoke. Sasuke stood guard, scanning for threats. Naruto held Gaara close. Kurama's voice softened inside him. Not bad, Brett. You changed more than the timeline today. You changed a destiny. Naruto looked toward the village in the distance, the Chunin exams in chaos. Orochimaru fighting the Hokage, Sasuke's altered future unfolding above the rooftops. This world is already nothing like the one we knew. Sasuke nodded, and we adapt. Together, Naruto stood up, lifting Gaara onto his back. Let's go save the others. And as the two walked out of the ruined forest, exhausted but unbroken, the twisted future of the shinobi world shifted once more.